Hey, welcome back to Taco Bowler Gaming. My name is Taco Bowler, and we're going to continue our tutorial run playing as Castile. And we are nearing the year 1500. That's very important for Castile. We'll get to that in a moment. We just won our war against Morocco. And this is ultimately, the only ones that really matter are these 5 provinces here. So you definitely want to make sure you can get those, if at all possible. The rest of it that I gave to Algiers here, and in fact, if I wished to feed Algiers all of this, that Morocco and its vassals would own, that's, just icing on the cake. But these 5, the ones that if you go to the trade node are in green here, those are the ones that you want to make sure that you take. I'm going to go ahead and core those. And I can convert provinces to Catholic. I might as well. Now, I am low on money. We're 19 days away from our colonist arriving in Sinu and making this go up 2 more. So I am actually going to, since I have a lot of manpower, I'm going to take this free company of 6 merc infantry, and I'm going to disband them. And then I'm going to come up here and just train. I may not train the full 6. Yeah, I'll train the full 6. I'm just going to train 6. And they will cost a lot less, or at least a little bit less, than those 6 that were before. Now I can get a new rival. Looks like France. France rivaled me, so I'll rival them. And I'm going to embargo them. You want to issue an embargo against all of your rivals. And I'm going to bring the Navy in here. We need to get our light ships going again. We're going to have the 10 in the Ivory Coast, the 11 in Sevilla. So that should help out. And the armies are heading up, I believe, where I wanted them to go. And you have already attacked all the natives here. And this will be 5. Whenever that comes up, that'll be 5 when I get this done. One of the things that this allows me to do is to have that going. It's to get another colonist. But it would appear that that's not going to be a thing. Well, I guess the mercenary maintenance might be hurting me. Or not mercenary maintenance, missionary maintenance. Could be a difference. So I guess at this point I have the choice of whether to disband all of my mercenaries. Which, considering where I am in military technology, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to disband all of my mercenaries. And then I will figure out if I want to bring them back or not. Cadiz has 32. Looks like everyone should be able to stand in that province, and we can figure out what I actually have for my armies here. Someone sold a province. Naples sold a province to Aragon. Well, thank you. Burgundy is the papal controller. We can put ourselves in for it, or we can get more stuff here. We already apparently have the legitimacy. I do think that taxes right now are a very important thing for us. We need money. We have 25.02. 24 is the combat width. So I think that right now I'm just going to leave it, because I want as much money as I can. And so I'm going to bring these on down here, where they can be ready for any potential rebels that come out of these Moroccan provinces. You do have to watch the Portuguese here as well, because that's a thing. And I'm going to, now that I have 5, put my name in for that. Scandal at the court. The house is shaken. That's a stability, or we gain corruption and lose money. I think we'll gain corruption and lose money and keep our stability where it is. And the Papal State is requesting that we come to their aid. They are attacking Naples. Sure. Aragon will go help with that. The Italian Wars happened to us. Okay. Now, as I am looking here, we are taking an administrative idea group, and it is going to be 7 years until we're 2 behind, and it's going to be probably at least 20 years before we're 3 behind. So I will likely take this entire group before I take another technology in administrative. If this were military, I would stay up to date, but administrative or diplomatic, you just have to make sure that you're not falling 3 behind or more, and that's going to be a long ways away. So we're going to be taking a lot of the ideas, the next chances that we can get. And that gives me a 3rd merchant. Now, as Castile, you're going to be getting a lot of merchants. I could put that merchant in Safety and transfer out. I could put it in Tunis and try and ensure that this goes, instead of 40.49 to all 3, it would wind up 1.5 over to Sevilla. But I'm likely most valuable is to just follow these lines as much as you can out from Sevilla and just kind of do the next one down. So from the Ivory Coast, we already have one there. So the only other lines going into Sevilla is the Caribbean. And so we're going to transfer trade power out of the Caribbean. And basically, we're just going to keep doing that. We'll go from Brazil or the Amazons or Panama as we gain power in these nodes. We'll just keep transferring, especially if there is someone collecting in that particular node. We'll just keep doing that. Now these guys are going to rebel, but I believe they're going to rebel right here. And so I am already ready for them. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put my general on that army there. So we're just constantly kind of adjusting those kinds of things. Trying to make sure that we're ready for the next one. Do I want that much administrative power? Our inflation's going down, right? Our inflation's going down, so yeah, we want that much administrative power. That will work. And it appears that the Papal State is winning pretty well. But Aragon here has 11,000 troops against their own rebels. So now you do want to make sure these are noble rebels. So that just means that someone is wanting autonomy. The nobles are wanting autonomy. Sometimes there are pretender rebels. If there are pretender rebels in Aragon for you, or any place you have a personal union, that's a problem. If they enforce their demands, a new king gets put on that country's throne, and that's not you. Right? You lose your entire subject if that happens. So if you have rebels, you see rebels in another place, in one of your subjects, you want to look and see who are they and do you really care. If they are separatists, you care, because if they enforce their demands, your subject loses land. If they are pretender rebels, then if it's a personal union, you care. If it's not a personal union, you really don't care, and you can help them out if you want, or you cannot if you want. If they're peasants or nobles, you don't care. If they're particularists, you don't care, unless you really want to help them out, or you need their money for some reason, or you need their opinion up, because if you go attack their rebels or unsiege provinces done by rebels, their opinion will be increased on you. But those are some of the things that might make you be wanted more, or might make you want to fight those rebels. But the big ones you care about are pretender rebels for personal unions and separatists. You want to knock those out for your vassals whenever possible. Otherwise, I typically just let these rebels go. In this case, I'm going to let Aragon deal with that. So we have this particular colony is done, so we'll move 1 day and send it to there. That was where we were planning to go. And now, that will be 5, and we should probably get a claim on Musia, because we will be attacking them once the colony is done, once we're completely done, and we have the colonial nation. However, they have 3 provinces. Because they have 3, they're not going anywhere. Natives can only migrate if they have a single province. So that's important to know. Oh, hey, the Mamluks are at peace. I am going to see, do I have an explorer? I have an explorer. I'm going to tell my navy to come down here, and I'm going to try and get down to the southern part of South America. Because, if I recall correctly, we have established La Plata as one of our missions, and that is this area down here in modern-day Argentina. So obviously we're going for this one next, but then we have, Inca is over here, and Aztecs are up in Mexico, and then, Brazil is not actually something that's going to appear on the missions, so we will, we might not have Brazil be colonized that quickly. Alright, we are ready to explore. We also might find some more people that we would want to attack. Like those guys. I don't know if they're in Brazil or La Plata. Now, I have learned something since the last episode, and that is that your navy gets attrition when you get out of colonial range. So right now, they're not in attrition because I'm still in colonial range. So that's new to me. So right here, this is where Buenos Aires would be in real life. So that's roughly where we are. And come on down here, and we are now out of colonial range. You can see that there, so I just need to watch that. Here is the tip of South America. And that's where I'm really... That's what I've been looking for here in this particular bit. Just getting to a little bit of La Plata. So we have that. I'm going to go one more and then return to port. I'm only at 6% attrition, so I should be okay. Now, Diplotech we will definitely take. So that's South America there. And we're going to roll back up and repair our fleet. And then we just gotta wait. Now, I could get a claim on Carib, but they could move. Being a, one province group, they could move. So we want to get that claim after we're actually ready to get this last colony done. And you'll notice that Spanish Caribbean has now produced an army. So they continue to do some great stuff with the money we gave them. Very worth it. Very, very worth it to have money in your vessels. Yeah, sure. I think I am going to get Brazil just to have it. Let's go ahead and look at colonial... what is it? Yeah, colonial and trade regions. Colonial Brazil goes all the way down to here. So Colonial La Plata starts here. So this would be one that I could quickly get a claim on and beat them up. And that would get me a start down here. So let me go ahead and fabricate on them. Build spy network. These guys have risen up in rebellion. That kind of reminds me of my rebels here. And we do have a new rebellion that's at 70%. Not actually sure where they are. Tuan. Oh, they're up here. Well, I have this army just sitting there very nicely. So we're going to go ahead and put the general on that army, ready to defeat the rebels. And I'm going to put the conquistador here. And I'm actually going to bring the full army over because I've gotten rid of all the natives in all the places that I need to here. Now again, we're going to get this claim for this one province, and then I'm just going to let it sit there. And whenever the colony is done, then we will declare that war. But until then, nothing needs to be done. And again, I could get this one, but then I would have 3 that were animist. Although this is now Catholic. These 2 are Catholic, but they would have a bad culture. They would have the TBARW culture. Eventually I could change the culture in that province, but probably not in time. And essentially, because this has a conquistador, it's able to walk through the Fog of War. I'm just going to send them down to where I'm fabricating down here in there, and that should help me see some more lands. This is a moment when you're not really fighting anyone special. It would be a moment that I might consider going speed 5. Certainly I would go speed 5, but you might consider that as well. Actually, I have enough men over there. And I'm making a lot of money. I think I'm going to hire some men. Let's do 4. And I'm going to actually hire 2 cannons as well. And I'm just going to add that to this army. And if worst comes to worst, monetarily I'm in a bad situation, I can always say that I was just trading out the cavalry. Cavalry are not overly important. They're a nice luxury to have, but you don't really need this. Okay, so this is an event called Colonial Expansion. And so this is one where you have to kind of like weigh what you want or what you don't want. So let's go over here. Basically, you have some colonists that want to expand your empire. So you can get 200 settlers to start up a new colony somewhere else. In this case, right next door to where the colony is. Usually it's right next door to where your previous colony is. Or you can get less colonists, but in this case a local settler increase, in the one you're already colonizing. Now that might sound great, except you have to remember that this will start a new colony. It starts a new colony immediately, which means for me it's going to cost 4 ducats. Do I have 4 ducats? Do I want that colony to be there, or would I rather just complete Sinew faster? Honestly, I don't mind that colonist being there. So I'm going to go ahead and put it there. And now I'm just going to make sure that I have my actual colonists in the ones that are the furthest along. Yeah, we're going to do the furthest along. Alright, so you're there. Go ahead and crush that rebellion. And we still have the Portuguese and we have the Moroccans, but the Portuguese have not moved very far at all. So I'm willing to bet that if we have any rebellions, it will be the Moroccans. And I'm going to look at this. We have a great building there. And that's an okay building. That'll help me get some more money while we're at it. Alright, so we have Neapolitan Pretender Rebels. We do have some occupations that are happening in our land here. I don't want war score problems. Alright, so yeah, the Neapolitans have Pretender Rebels. They are not me. Now, unless you have the Rebel color flag mod installed, this will all be red, but this is the symbol. You can see the kind of throne there. That's what you want to watch out for in Aragon. And if Naples was not abandoned by Aragon, Naples. But in this patch, I've seen nothing but Aragon abandoning Naples. Ragusa has surrendered. So I could send my army over here, but that one stack is not going to be a legitimate threat. So we're just going to send the army right up here. Then we just have to watch Morocco. Alright, so we do have the Navy going, or the Army going down here. Now we do have this one in the fog of war. Alright, that's 300 some odd months. I'm not going to do that at the moment. But I could state them. Let me make sure I have the governing capacity to do so. I do not. So I'm over my governing capacity. That does affect things. It affects advisor costs, stability costs, core creation costs, aggressive expansion impact, all of that stuff. There's multiple ways to get more governing capacity. At the cost of 5% crown land, you could go to some place that you have an estate, and we could pass this. That would give me 100 governing capacity. And I think right now I could do that with all of my estates. So that's something I could do. I have that. I can give up 5 and not wind up below 30. Another way is you can do this. This grows in its cost of reform progress. Excuse me. Every time you click it, but it's something that you could do quickly. And I'm just going to click that once, and so that costs 20. The next one will cost 24. But at the moment, we're safe. 420. At the moment, we're safe, but I'm going to click it one more time because I do want to state these provinces right here. Oh, hey, it's already stated. Never mind. So we're fine. But that lets me grow a little bit more. Now, once the colony gets completed, fully completed, we will actually be able to... we'll get some of that back. So we can grow a lot at this point. Alright, so now the path is clear. So once these guys are all done, we will gather them up and send them down to help out with the army. I'm not sure if there is an army involved with this group or their friends, but we will find out. My guess is the friends are this one here. So I'm going to actually send this army to be standing next to this little guy right here. Now, in South America, the tribes are small and scattered. In Mexico, there's an entire civilization of a whole bunch of people together. And also in Peru, there is a large number of people together. So you have to treat them almost like you were attacking within Europe. But the rest of them you can kind of ignore. Now I am going to risk this. I'm going to lay claim right now. I'm going to hope they don't move before my army gets in place. They might do so. If they do, it's not the end of the world. We do have some time. Oh, they actually occupied a fort over here in our lands. Now, I don't think I'm going to take the military technology early. I do think I'm going to develop a little bit. And I'm definitely going to take this. Global settler increase goes up. That's good. And I have enough money to root out corruption a little bit earlier, and that's costing me things, so. You can see all of these. I can convert them, but we want that local autonomy to go down significantly before we are going to wind up converting them. Alright, so these guys are in place. I'm going to go ahead and give them the general. These guys are in place. We declare war. Now this might be actually the Peruvian. I think this might be the furthest east Peruvian one. Nope, it's right here. So we are ready. Going to attack as quick as we can. And hope that we can catch them. We may not have caught them. We did not catch them, so they're going to run off and they're going to be rebels when we're all said and done. I can develop a little bit more. So I will do that. Because I'm developing basically for 3 more years. I'm going to take my navy and blockade. Now these guys are not on the coast. So I basically have 2 choices. Are you just going to sit there? Alright, I'm going to split. And I'm going to wait for the little lock to go, and I'm going to move. And hopefully I can catch them this time, since they decided to come back by. And when we win, they're going to be retreating back down here. That's exactly what we want. Ah, no, we'll just defeat them. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave. This is a fort level of 1, which means I need 3, so I'm just going to leave 4. I always like to leave 1 more than I absolutely have to. And I'm going to send them back up there. And here I'm going to leave 4, including, of course, the artillery. And we're just going to walk on up. And it'll be great. Now you. These guys are back. So the recent uprising only lasts for so long. So they are back, but at only 5.5 in 1 province. It's unlikely that that will fire. Certainly won't fire very soon. Alright, so the war is over. Naples is giving a bunch of land to the Papal State, and Aragon got nothing. So, congratulations. There you go. This, again, I think, again, I'm not going to lose the stability. I'm going to just keep gaining corruption. Because right now, I need every bit of admin I can. When you're losing stability, basically you're losing admin. The admin cost to buy that back. When you're losing corruption, you're basically losing money. The money cost to buy that corruption back down. So that's the stuff that I'm debating there. And right now, doing an administrative idea group, while already behind in technology, I need every bit of admin that I can get. I'm going to move these 4... No, I'm going to keep them right here because we are going to keep that land. Going to move off of it so that we don't loot. Just move my ships in so that they heal. All we're doing right now is we're just waiting. Alright, so Sinu became self-sustaining. Fantastic. So I now have a colonist. I could send the colonist here and help this one finish quicker. But I already know, because I've been doing it, that I have enough money to run 3 colonies at a time. And right now, that's what I want to do. So I could... I think I'm actually going to do this. What I could do is make sure that I get one of these 2 so that I border these guys. And I think that's actually what I'm going to do. Pick the one with the higher development. That's 4. I'm going to send my colonists there. And now in 150 days, the colonists will show up here, and I will suddenly be able to take this in a peace deal. And that's what I'm going to do. And that way I will have 2, which is my max. Yeah, I'll lose the military power here. I'll have 2 provinces, which is my max, that I can have in any colonial area before starting, and it will be great. I really wish, though, that we could take this siege at 49%. I do think I'm going to go through my allies one more time. I need to keep 1 at least. So Papal State, we're going to improve relations with you. Austria, we're going to improve relations with you. And then when one of those is done, we'll go to Denmark, and then Aragon and Algiers. But obviously I do not have, well, it's only 58 days now. Come on, let's get going here. Once I take this province and core it, this will be my new colonial range, and I can actually then explore up the west coast of South America to the Peru area and begin figuring out what I want to do in Peru. All right, so now what should happen is, yeah, I can take both. Now, I could peace out with these guys and then peace out with these guys. I'd have to get my diplomat back. Probably I would just take it back from the Papal State or something and then send it back after the pieces were done. But basically I'm just losing 20 ducats or something like that from the interior guy, and I don't think that's worth it. So we're just going to peace out like this. Going to core. I can't core that one until this colony is done. Well, that's an unforeseen complication, but we will deal with it. And I'm going to now combine this army, split it, and take it to these 2 places. And I just have to make sure that these guys do not get too high in the unrest. But this is far over time, so I'm going to leave it here. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time.